And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Terra Invicta in our initiative run on patch 1.0.29. This run was started on release candidate 6, and I think we're beginning the move out to Saturn. We got another fleet being built. We got a fleet currently waiting for, well, the colony ship I think has arrived. I'm waiting for the shipyard to build so it can get repaired and refueled in situ. I think these three guys are currently hunting alien bases. Our alien structures. Okay, we're down to 4 left.
We're going in.
Where to? We're going in.
Where to? We are going in.
Here we go. Confirm assignment. Time pass. Okay. So the aliens ran from us, but they didn't actually run very far. So we just pursue. Engage. They're attempting to run. We'll do maximum burn to chase them. I actually have the Delta V to do this more than they can, so if they're not going to stand and fight, we will chase them till they run out of Delta V. Just do a bit of persistence hunting here.
I will help them.
Ooh, they finally decided not to burn hard enough, and we caught them. Well, they're currently attempting to run away, so they'll be burning away from us. We'll come in at 600 of the slower speed I usually like to come in at. There is also 10 of them. Yeah, it looks like a decent viewing angle. Oh, some of them are deciding to turn around to face us. We're going to be closing quite quickly. We're going to attempt to destroy the flankers first. Okay, there's 2. It's off to the 3rd. Looks like one of them is just booking it. Six enemy ships remain. Yeah, favorable wind is definitely bucking it. At this point, if it's trying to disengage, it will disengage. Although one ship by itself is not that harmful. redirect fire. Focus more on the ones that are weapons capable rather than the weapons incapable one. And then the monitor next, please. I'm surprised it hasn't officially withdrawn, because it got far enough. Double Ocean Space Combat Line. Okay, we'll enable it. In theory, the combat should end. Here we go. So we take the field of battle, we get 9 exotics, 1 enemy ship has survived the engagement. I suppose we might as well chase the remaining one. See if it actually runs. And we'll also can do an extended pursuit here, because we're definitely 3v1, I think we're good. You know, 4v1 is even better. Yeah. Punch the accelerator, we don't want it escaping. It's punching the accelerator as well. Which one of us has more capacity to chase is the question here. It, apparently. It's got the delta V, or it's got the thrust. Okay, never mind. It's getting away. Okay, we're not going to be able to chase it down. Retreat to our shipyard for repairs. Our asset goes silent. That's not surprising. And it's planning to leave. Okay. Transferring to Ocean Fortress Station in low Exodus orbit. Exodus. Not Exodus? Minutia of pronunciation there, I'm not going to be able to follow, I think. My dyslexia. Okay. We have hit full 10 democracy here in the EU. And a rest point is 5, so we're pretty good there. Invest some in mission control. Maybe back up a little bit on the environment. Okay.
Order is returning.
They have arrived at Phobit. So now we need to get a colony ship out there to get a refueling position made. Because we had to send one. That's you. So 55 days, and then you can start the burn. Or get a second one built. Yeah, or can get a second one built. Yeah, we'll just wait the 54. Unless I can build it fast, the 54 days. Dang, block 2. We get it in 16 days. Okay, that's not too bad. Crank 1 out at, although 16 from a shipyard. Okay. I have a Spaceworks, Earth, probably. Okay. Pop 1 out to Earth. 16 days. Lucky Strike, conduct additional surveys. You get the extra bonus, nice.
Mission complete.
It's only federate with the United States, although we do have unification with Iceland. I suppose, actually, from a relations standpoint, what's your relations with Russia? Okay, so for whatever reason, you two can't federate yet, then. That's fine.
The LZ is secure.
In theory, you have claims on Moscow, but probably has to be the fact that it's got its own federation, so we can't merge the federations that way. So just got to raise democracy in the Eurasian Union.
Well,
Either
that's
kick the
secure.
people out of the Federation we don't want, or unify with them first.
Target destroyed.
There we go. So there's our dock. Should allow this fleet to repair. Repair and resupply. 147 days. Oof. That's what we get for having a terrible dock. Although it's definitely faster than flying somewhere. We're looking 2 years. That means we'll be ready to go in less than a year. So. Nope. Thanks for the wave, Steve the Universe. I watched a few of the professor's latest vids. Stole through their ideas. Early small islands for early tech and lots of Unity. Going a bit better. Okay. Yeah, the one place I often like starting is one place I've decided I like grabbing early is Singapore. It's a tiny little postage stamp, but it has a lot of GDPC. It has a perfect altitude, or I forget what the horizontal lines are. Perfect position on Earth for boost. Then I think we may still have Micronesia. Or Malaysian Islands. Yeah, we still have Malaysian Islands. Bit hegemonic there. Probably don't need welfare then. Let's back the welfare off. I suppose we could work to found your space program. Actually, how expensive would your space program be? Probably not. Not. There we go. Let's just buy a space program there. There you go. Get them working on boost and mission control. Oh, it's probably been long enough I can max the boost out. Direct investment. Or in Singapore. Yeah.
Where to?
Sold alien assets. His vid, he got planned out and got into early base into Russia. Stole him on the line to the third turn. So funny. Okay. I told him maybe. I'm forgetting who's who. That's a good question. Possibly. I forget which YouTubers have recordings
Take
of
it
this
into
game.
them.
Their names are.
Standing
I probably
by.
told you about him. If I told you on Reddit. I haven't made any tutorial videos for this game, but I've definitely. This is the second run of this.
I will try to sway the public.
Campaigning there. You want to do more government there? Oh, I don't. I could probably back off the boost a bit. Sure. Professor McKee. Yeah, he's definitely. I think that was one of the two I was thinking. I was occasionally making. Clear my thoughts. There's been 2 YouTubers that have been making good sort of tutorial videos that sometimes I recommend videos. So that would have been a while ago if I was Professor McKee. That's why I'm forgetting the name of the professor. Stabilize in China
We'll make things safe.
and the other China.
Where to? We'll make things safe.
We're already working on India, which is why that one's low. 2.5 for the Caliphate, and what's the United States to? 2.8.
I'm
For
here.
the Caliphate.
Restoring order.
Think you have me and a different guy switched up? Maybe. I know I've been. Professor Mickey? There was definitely 2 YouTubers I've recommended for tutorial stuff of Terra Invicta on YouTube. And I think the professor. I think the one that was the professor was the least recent of the 2 that I've recommended. Although his. I think it was because he made his video first, to be fair. I can't remember the other guy's name either. I'll try to find it during the next upcoming break in 30-40 minutes. It was like 2 days ago. But then it probably wasn't me, yeah. Although I may have commented on that stream. Oh, it might be different Redditor on that stream. And then the different Reddit thread. Okay, so there's our colony. Whoops. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I just added it to the fleet at Earth, which is not what we wanted. India 507, you're gonna go rally at the one at Saturn. Got a ship out, well, wave fleet out of Phobe. There's another streamer that talks similar way, so I got confused. Okay, that's fair enough. I know I post a bunch on Reddit. So on Reddit, I am WillCole001. On here, I'm WillCole, and then for YouTube, I am WillCole100. So I post to a bunch of different places. So sometimes I get confused about what people are talking about. Rising talent. India 507. There we go. Got an officer. Guess that's like a one specializing on light. Engineering officer, okay.
Offering support. Violence is abating.
Okay, just an rescue
Violence
kill
is
fight.
abating.
China.
Violence is abating.
China.
Things are
There's
cooling off.
India. Okay, so well, at this point we're basically in the repeatables for the research.
By the numbers.
You arrived at Lophobe. I'm actually going to have you join 470. You're going to found a platform. That way you're all docked at the platform. The platform is going to build a space dock and a PDA. We're then going to have the colony ship actually detach from the fleet. The fleet detach to the colony ship. Yeah, you got 39. You probably could burn, say, down to Jupiter. Yeah, it'd be 71 weeks down to Jupiter. What about Mercury? That's the moon. Wrong gray orb. Mercury's 105. You're just gonna be faster to stay here and wait for the dock to be built. Subchange, I was watching another guy and he had like 80 to almost 120 attribute points on every counselor not spent. You were like, what, WTF? Then I pointed out he babbled some noise and found a 120 point counselor and used half the points and then didn't want to do anymore. Yeah, I've definitely been trying to keep on top of my counselors and not let them get quite that bad. I think the highest we've had in the counselors was 80, and that was actually to pick up an org, or not an org, a choice augment. Some of the augments can be quite expensive. Or some of the traits can be quite expensive. Does this one have the ones that I'm thinking of that? No. Yeah, I can pump one of the other ones. Cheaper Astrometer, for example, is pretty expensive, and you probably actually have the potential upgrade to the next one. No, that's the last one. Okay, so that was like an 80 augment, 80 XP augment. Yep, there's one. Grab a little science there. Yeah, everyone's got their XP spent. And the Trisha thing that I had to leave. Yeah, I could imagine if you're looking at them like they're really not taking the attribute points seriously, then you might not be getting much from watching them. Let's public campaign in China. That'll help a little bit with this cohesion. Spell neutron launch complete. Yeah, I should probably work on the bridges. At least the bridges that go between places we control. Like, we have Anchorage, and there is Russia, USA. We control both of those. We should at least do that one.
Offering assistance.
Meritorious performance. It's good. You've arrived for refuel and repair. Okay. Keep you available in case any of our ships get stranded.
Things are cooling off.
Order is returning.
Violence is abating. Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
Bering Strait crossing completed. Cool. Soyo Strait Bridge. So I think that's. Those two. Okay, so we don't control Japan. If we wanted to control Japan, that'd probably be the one to do. North Channel, Glasgow to Belfast. That's probably worth doing. That's probably worth doing because we control both Ireland and UK. All in the EU, so it's basically just buffed the EU. Module complete. This is at Phobe, so or Phobe, yeah. So we're going to be upgrading this one, so we can get a nanofoundry out here. Which I'm saying. So since it wasn't you, small ones like 10 research points per faction for 1 control point. Very efficient early on. It never crossed your mind. Easy for low persuasion guys and useful early on. Yeah, so it depends on who you're going for first, as far as the nation's concerned. If you have got the control points after you sort of get into your first major, definitely go for the small nations. All right, so in this start was a little bit weird. I did Singapore, which is again pretty small. Singapore, Saudi Arabia. Is it Saudi Arabia? I think it was Saudi Arabia. I think it was Saudi Arabia and UAE that we ended up picking up early on before we went for a major. So we went for the good old oil nations. Intronium Spiker, I'm not too worried about that. And then from there we went, tried doing China. The Resistance managed to pick up one of the China points. And then we saw an opportunity to pick up India. So I didn't really have very much control points to spend on lots of little islands. Yeah, it depends a ton on like which councilors where you go. If you get lucky and go into some of the major nations and use up everything in the major nations, that's fine. But if you got any surplus and you don't know what to spend it on, the little nations always make sense. The little stable nations make sense. Oh, and I think we also had the small islands. We had picked up this randomly at one point, and just no one wanted it, so we just kept holding it, and it's stable enough, so it wasn't a problem. Firm assignments, let time pass.
I will help them.
Tallinn to Helsinki. I think that's Helsinki. Okay, so it's across that one. We'll do it. I control both of them are EU. That's perfectly fine to do. Nice quick research. There's the dock, so we can start refueling to begin destroying the aliens in that orbit. There you are. Resupply, 3 days. And they're resupplied. Oh, I gotta remember, I gotta build a UV, or not a UV, a green laser fleet to get rid of Titan ground bases. In the meantime, Obsidian Forge Station shall be the target. 5 days out. Oh, they're not liking. Now that we've left the station behind, they're like, yeah, we don't like your station. They're probably not wrong. Okay, so Sir Francis Drake Station is going to be gone. India 5, how quickly can you refuel? 1.9 days. Refuel and
Order is
be somewhere
returning.
else.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are stabilizing.
Okay. You're gonna leave. Because they're coming for that location. Darien Gap, no. Gibraltar... Yeah, let's shoot Gibraltar. Gibraltar is here to here, so both of those are going to get GDP boosts. That's good. We can come in pretty fast here because it's just the station. Here we go. Quickly blap through all the station defenses. Forward to Russia. Sure. So the question here is, could I get back to my station before they arrive? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. Yeah, 4.9 days back, we're not going to get back in time. So let's destroy the alien assets here. We can have another colony ship come out, replace our landing colony, or landing site, refueling site, whatever I want to describe it. Yeah, there they go. They arrive. Blow up the base. Offers a gun sight. Laser weapons, particle weapons, magnetic weapons, or missiles. And, well, we mostly use lasers, so lasers is a B. 1% more laser damage. Bombardment ended because the target is destroyed. Now, what I should do is have our colony ship rally to our combat fleet. It'll arrive in 3 weeks, so I can do a repair, refuel in 3 weeks plus a dock. Strait of Gibraltar is done. Malacca Strait might be worth it. Get the Earth in check. That makes sense. Oh, Malacca is... let's see if I can remember where it is. Malacca is over here. That's probably a no, actually. Medan to Kuala Lumpur. Medan to Kuala Lumpur. Yeah, no, we don't control either of those. Not that one. Jeddah to Cairo. Yeah, that one's going to make sense. Straight to Tehran. So, there's Cairo and Jeddah, yeah. You've arrived at low Jupiter orbit and begin refueling. Nope, just gonna leave you there for the moment. Cosmic complete. Mandalay Lahas, that makes sense. So that is India to Republic of China in this case. So there's Lahas. What's the other one? Side. Mandalay. Yeah, in India to Republic of China. Normally India to China, but or actually Bangladesh to China. But we've done some funny stuff with the Republic of China here. Is your science camp 25? Yes. Camp out your science. Science for you. Farm assignments. Time pass. Another base at Aerial. Pass opening complete. Sudan Strait. So that's no, that's the same. That's Medan and Medan as well. So no there. Kabul, maybe. Kabul. That's yeah. That's gonna be this area. To China. Okay, that makes sense. That one.
Lending my expertise.
Yep. Nice and quick. Don't think I control either of those. Bridge of the Horns, not yet. Control half of that. Don't control the other side. Don't control Djibouti. Vladivostok. Maybe. Vladivostok to what? Is that to Salkland Island? Yeah. Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah. And that's gonna take like days. Okay, you join that fleet. That way it'll be docked at... Or the fleet will be docked at... That one, that one. Back to the station. The station's built. Found platform. Manage the platform. Build. Space dock. PDA. Domadama? Here's Domadama. Tanzania. Okay, so that's an Africa one. That's why it's so cheap. Okay, so that's the last of the bridges. No, Zanzibar is part of Africa we don't control. I'm going to be sabotaging our stealing projects, but we'll research you.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Things are cooling off.
Order is returning. Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Oh, before I forget. Wave of Fear? That's not what I was thinking about. You split the colony ship off. I do need to refuel both of them, but I don't necessarily want them flying together. The colony ship has no armor on it. be fair. Enemy ship joins the initiative. Amsterdam-class corvette. Low Vesta orbit. Can you even, like, make it to one of our bases? No. Just scuttle in place. Ah, next batch is rolling off the production line. India, 511. Okay, so we're gonna have you go to Saturn. Because we know at this station, eventually, we're going to have a refueling location. And you'll arrive in just under 20 weeks. I think this time we won't, you know, leave the station garrisoned. Now, I also need a specialty fleet. Let's actually design this specialty fleet. So, ship designer. It is basically going to look like this. We're going to tear the gun off the front because this is going to be for bombardment of atmosphered worlds. So it needs a green laser. There we go. Of course, not guardian mode, attack mode. And it saves us a lot of exotics. What's the rest of the exotic cost on this? The Hydron Trap and probably the drive. Oh, not the drive, the power plant. Can I do a worse power plant? No, not with that drive power. Okay. 19 exotics is not too bad. Oh, and we got the phaser on there. I don't need the phaser. I can go to the cheaper... Oh, I didn't research the cheaper one. That's fair. It's green phaser cannon or it's UV phaser cannon. I didn't do the UV, or didn't do the green arc. Oops. Could have done the green, or the... No, the green arc would have been what we wanted here. Would have worked. But okay, we'll roll with this, so... This is... Just put a different aim here. Bombard. And then I'm going to need a... Well, I probably don't need 10 of these, but I'm going to build 10 of these. Going to be a little noble short, so the last one's actually going to be delayed coming off the production line. Or I'm wrong. We had exactly the right amount. Plus 171. Okay. So 195 days, these guys can fly out to Saturn for the bombardment of... One that has atmosphere. Saturn has one moon with an atmosphere.
Offering counsel.
And that'll probably be the fleet we leave at Saturn. The other two will move out to Neptune. Oh, now core economic region. That's good. Okay. We'll see if they take the PDA on. Because that place probably has a PDA. Unless it's one of the automated mines. It might be one of the automated mines. Okay. So that's where we're waiting for the dock. With the core done, let's start upgrading the core. Because again, I need to set up at least one tier 3 ground base here. And that's going to be quicker to set up if I
Violence is abating.
build it starting tier 3 from a local
Order
manufactory.
is returning.
Things are stabilizing.
Things are cooling off. We're winning their hearts and minds.
Okay, you've repaired. This is... Oh, I know where this is, yeah. That's, Also have you rally out to Saturn. Up to space. We'll get there in 20 weeks as well. There is the dock I have to space. Oh, orbital. So we can get the U2 refueling. Repair and resupply 1.6 days. And a repair and resupply 3.9 days. Okay. This time I'm not going to leave the base undefended, so we gotta wait for one of the other fleets to arrive. It won't take them that long, but...
Ready.
Yeah, we haven't found any new aliens to go after. Probably time to reduce unrest in the US of A.
We'll turn down the heat.
We're working on their inequality. Cohesion. If I were to do government here, how terribly expensive would that be? Not too bad. There we go, that does a 3.3, which is enough to bring in Tajikistan.
I'm here. On my way to the capital.
Wait, have I never gotten around to federating them? I've been lazy, I've left them unfederated. So what's in your federation? You've got Belarus, which is way too democratic. Lithuania, which is way too democratic. Latvia, which is way too democratic. Okay. We might evaluate coming into these nations and actually removing them from the Russian Federation. No reason than to put them into the EU. Same thing with Moldova, right? We got Moldova as a claim for the EU, yeah.
Offering support.
Oh, and we're probably off the cooldown for Albania. We are.
Order is returning.
Order is returning.
Things are cooling off.
Don't know why the UI is being so laggy right now. It is. Okay. Could be. Probably take Moldova out of Russia, the Russian Federation, and move it into the EU Federation. Eventually, I think the plan is to put the Russia in the EU Federation, so... one thing at a time. Shareholder subversion is probably worth taking it. Destructive testing. Shareholder subversion complete. We don't need dissolution of Russia. Not too worried about project review. Poland's not going to exist. Steward to the south is Brazil. Might want to do that one later. East Germany don't need. Malaysia, not right now. Thailand we don't need. Actually, Thailand doesn't... No, Thailand still does exist. And the American Empire we're not going to bother with. And India we're not going to bother with. Not dissolution of Russia. No Hungary anymore. No Vietnam anymore. No Kazakhstan anymore. We're not going to liberate those places to do those mergers. Don't need the autonomy movement. African independence movements, no. American liberation movements, no. Asia Pacific movements, no. Decolonization, no. Probably not going to do any of these reactors, so hide them. For the drive. No, we'll do forward Russia, even though I don't think we're really gonna do that. I think we're gonna do the EU into, or Russia into the EU, not EU into Russia. Okay. Upgrade the core again. I'm not gonna upgrade the fusion reactor, I'm just gonna build a brand new one. And that should be enough to power a nanofactory. Yeah.
Policy direction complete.
Federate Tajikistan. Oh, and I can do the unification of Albania, so we'll do that one next.
Ready for orders. Time to make our move. On my way to the capital.
Retirements.
Offering assistance.
Megafauna destroyed, it's fine.
Things are cooling off.
Violence is abating.
Order is returning.
Yeah, I think we're going to purge our way through the Baltics here, so I can pull them out of Russia and push them towards the EU.
Mission complete. Policy direction complete.
Continue picking up more control points. At this point, we probably have more control points than we ever really need, but... It's when you stop collecting that you regret not collecting.
We're taking power.
Ready. Terminating the opposition.
Your assignments, let time pass.
Lending my expertise.
Eventually, it will be stable enough in the EU that the EU will have a resting point below 2. Oh, actually, it technically has a resting point below 2. You arrived at Los Aires, the lone remaining ship of that fleet. The other 9 we had blown up quite a while ago, and that one had to get abandoned to slowly drift towards its objective because of its damaged engines.
Violence is abating.
New ring core. Go. So once again, we're gonna build a fusion reactor, which should provide enough power for a battle station and the nanofacturing complex. So when the construction module completes, it'll accelerate the construction of the nanofactory. When the nanofacturing completes, it'll accelerate the construction of the nano factoring complex, which then will allow us to build tier 3 HABs in system.
Mission complete.
Federate with EU, there we go. Now I need to go through the councilors and spend their XP. Oof.
Our associates are now
That
in
was
charge.
8 nobles a day that just took from me. Didn't realize that was as valuable as it was.
Our associates are now in charge.
Not that we necessarily needed those 8 nobles a day.
Reporting in.
You're on science duty, I believe. I think your caps of those are 24. Yeah. So it's science and security, and you're almost maxed on security. We'll just get science up. You're still science, although it's not going to be long and we're going to be on security on you. You're on security. That's one I'm going to pick up prosperous. We'll pick up the security. You're on persuasion. You're on investigate. There we go. Okay, take the last one there.
Targeting the opposition.
You don't have purge. Russia's stable because it's totalitarian. We're up to 31 in EU, which is making me think that someone is raising unrest there. The reports don't say that, but that just means they might not
We'll
have been
restore
caught.
peace to this nation.
Ready for my mission.
There's only 2 points in Lithuania, so we can only
Targeting the
purge
opposition.
one of them.
At your service.
There's only 2 points in Latvia, so we can only purge one of them.
We are taking power.
Because you have to have one of the lower points before you can target the executive, unless you're the aliens.
I will help them.
Might need to get another fleet at Mars just to clear out resistance from trying to take our bases.
Things are cooling off.
Okay,
Things are
second fleet has
stabilizing.
arrived at Saturn. So we'll do a bounce from Saturn Station to Saturn Station, blowing everything up. I'm thinking about it, that individual ship we just repaired. Not very important to the grand scheme of things, although it would be very useful at Mars. Just have one last capital ship to get rid of the resistance. Screw with our stuff. Firing torpedoes is destroyed before torpedoes even reach PD range. Here comes the point defense deleting probably the torpedoes. There we go. High level bombardment. Okay, go back to the base at Ieptus for refueling. Beneath the waves. Seas have begun or claimed to be part of a region. Bit of a shame. Inequality increased. That's actually a big inequality increase. Oops, why did you select it first? Okay, next spot. So that was the servants in the system. It's now time to move on to one of the alien bases, Tethys. Silver Fortress Station. Get there in 3 days. So 4 ships and the base. Don't see anything in the shipyards that we'll get to destroy when we blow the base up, but still in a small base. Never mind, focus on bringing that ship down. Let's cross the 1,000-kilometer threshold. Roll the lasers to tear it up first. There goes the plasma. Oh, it didn't even last long for the plasma to hit. Okay, I think that's kinetics coming off of the battle station itself. In the earlier versions, I think the battle stations used to have plasma on them. Random kinetics like this, or at least in this volume, we're more worried about the main ships than the old plasma weapons. Because we brought PD to deal with alien capital ships. And nothing's made it through the PD yet, which at this point means probably nothing's going to make it through the PD. So and steadily bringing battle station offline. There we go. .4 exotics acquired. Destroy the hab. And destroy it. High-level bombardment of the alien base down below.
We are in control here.
We're in control here.
We've removed some threats.
Yep. And relations, manage relations. Normalize the relations with all the mega nations we control, please. Target was destroyed. There's a second alien base on this planet. Begin bombardment of it. And then looking at the time, I think this is where we're going to go ahead and put a part break in. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, I'm going to take a short break, get up and stretch the legs, sip some tea, and then we'll be back to record another hour-long part before we bring the stream to an end today. I think we'll basically finish up in Saturn system and have ships going out to Neptune, I think, by the end of stream today. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.